Hi there, I'm Sean Dillman. In this video, I'll be showing you how to set up this Amazon Fire TV stick, and then I'll be providing you with a review. If you like this video and find it to be helpful, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Also be sure to check out my unboxing video in which I show you everything that comes with the Amazon Fire TV stick. To get started, I'll attach the HDMI adapter unit to the Fire TV stick. I'll attach the included USB power cable. And then I'll connect this HDMI cable into the back of my TV. Once I plug the Fire TV stick into my TV, the first screen that I get is this one, which asks me to choose my language. I'll use the remote and choose English, United States. Now it's scanning for networks in my area. I will select this network, and now I'll enter my password to connect it to my wireless network. Now that I've entered my password, I'll click here where it says connect. It shows that it's connecting to my network and that the connection has been successful. Now the Fire TV is checking for updates, and on my gigabit internet connection, it took about 10 minutes for this process to complete. Now that the update is complete, we've got this screen which is asking us to sign in with our Amazon account. And if you don't have an Amazon account, you'll have to create one. I do have an Amazon account, so I'll sign in right now. This screen is telling me to go to amazon.com/code and enter in this code to continue with the process. Alternately, I can press the playlist button here on the remote and continue with this process right here on the Fire TV stick. I'm going to finish this process by logging in through an internet browser because it seems that they are suggesting that that would be the easiest way to go. So here I am in a browser. I'm going to type in amazon.com/code, and here I'll enter in my Amazon password. As an additional security layer, I have two-step verification activated on my account, so I'm going to receive a one-time password to my phone that I'll have to enter in here. If you don't have two-step verification activated on your account, I highly recommend it. Now it's asking me to register my device, and that's that 6-character code that we just saw on the screen before, so I'm going to enter that in now. I'll click continue, and now I see that the registration has completed successfully. And the Fire TV stick has picked this up as well, and the screen is changed to this one, which says Welcome Sean Dillman. This screen is asking me if I want to save my Wi-Fi passwords with Amazon. For now, I'll click no, but if I knew that I was going to be setting up other devices in my home that connect to Amazon, if I clicked yes, then this would make that registration and that setup process easier in the future because Amazon would already have my Wi-Fi password. This screen is allowing us to enable parental controls. I'm going to click no so that I can continue with the setup process today, but if I was going to be doing that, I would go into here and that would give me access to different things like blocking certain types of apps, blocking certain types of language that are used, and requiring a code to be entered so that movies or other kinds of content aren't purchased without authorization. This screen is asking me to turn up the volume on my remote to make sure that it's correctly connected to my TV. Similar to the previous screen, this screen is asking me to turn the volume up and down just to make sure that the remote is working, which it is. If I were using the remote and pushing the up and down volume buttons and it wasn't having any effect, then I would click on no, and then I would be able to follow a process to get the up and down volume buttons working with my TV. Okay, great. It now says that the Fire TV remote is set up. This screen is asking me if I'd like to sign up for a trial with Prime. For the purposes of continuing with this review, I'll click Not Now. This screen is asking me to set up my streaming services. That's the main thing that people are going to be doing with a Fire TV stick, so I'll click Get Started. As a test, I'll go down here to Disney+. I'll come over here to the right and select City TV. I'll also add Sportsnet and Spotify. And now I'll press the play button on the remote to continue. It shows that the services that I selected will be added to my home screen. That's fine. So I'll press the middle button and continue with the process. This screen is telling me about the different features that the Fire TV has. Again, that's fine. I'll click this middle button to continue with the process. With that, we are done installing the Fire TV stick. This is the normal screen that you'll get when you turn the unit on, which allows you to pick different user profiles. If somebody else in my household was also using the Fire TV stick, they could set up a profile for themselves so that they would have all of their different contents and apps and shows and settings set the way that they like it, which would be different than mine. So I'm going to come down here and click on this pen icon, and I'm going to pick a different icon instead of the little silhouette. I think that I'll go with this little penguin, and then I'll click on Save. So now that I've got my little penguin there, I can click on it, and that will take me into Fire TV with my specific settings. Okay, so I'm just going to scroll around in here a bit just to give you an idea of what it looks like. So far it looks great, it's working very well, it moves nice and smoothly. There's a lot of content here. As you can see, it would take me forever to talk about it all, so I won't be including that as part of the setup or part of the review. I will, however, come up here to the App Store and install Disney Plus, just to give you an example of how you can install some of the services that you may already have. So I'll click over here to Disney. I'll go down here to where it says log in, and I'll click on that. Here I'll enter my email address. And to click next, I'll push the play button on the remote. And now I'll do the same and enter my password. Okay, I can see that it has now logged in my Disney account and it's working perfectly. Now I'll push the back button on the remote to leave Disney Plus and go back to the main Fire TV home screen. Okay, so now to review the Amazon Fire TV Stick. In general, I would say that this is a great unit with great sound, great audio, the networking speed is fast, it came in at a great price point. This is the 1080p unit, but if you have 4K set up, you can also do that, and that'll give you an even better picture. But for me and my TV, the 1080p works just fine and it looks great. In general, it provides a really easy way to turn any TV with an HDMI input into a smart TV and give you all kinds of increased functionality. As you can see when I was flipping through the menu and doing the setup, it works really fast, it's very responsive, it's very smooth, it's very clean. I haven't had any issues with it. I've been using it for about a month now and it works just as fast and is just as quick as the day that I opened the box and the day that I started using it. The unit is really easy to set up, easy to use, and it gives you access to all kinds of different services. You can use your paid services that you may have, such as Netflix, Disney Plus, Prime, all kinds of other paid services, but it also gives you access to a lot of unpaid services like YouTube and content from different news organizations and TV channels. So really, there's a lot of stuff that you can watch using this unit. If you have the paid subscription services, that's great. You can use those. If you don't have them, that's fine too. There's all kinds of stuff that you can find using the Amazon Fire TV Stick. As far as the remote goes, that's the unit that you'll be using the most, and I think that it's great. It has all of the buttons that I expected and need. It works with my TV to control the sound going up and down and turn the TV on and off. Of course, it gives me all of the access that I need to Fire TV itself. The voice command button is right there at the top. It's very easy to use. Push the button, say whatever you want into the remote, and assuming that that's a valid command, it'll do that for you. You can turn the volume up and down, you can turn captions on and off, you can tell it to go to Disney, you can tell it to go to YouTube, whatever you need to do. So you don't need to use the buttons to go through all of the menus and do that. And as well, there's also these shortcut buttons at the bottom of the remote. So if you have any of those services already, then all you need to do is press the button and it'll go right into that service. I think that this unit also comes in at a really great price. I picked it up for somewhere between $50 and $100, and compared to a lot of the other units that are similar to this, your Roku, Chromecast, Apple TV, I think that this is just fantastic and it really stands out. If I had to say something negative about the Amazon Fire TV Stick, I don't really even know what I would say. I've been looking at different reviews to find the issues that people have been having, but I think that most people wouldn't experience these issues. For example, some people are saying that they wish that they could increase the processing power or increase the storage or the memory capabilities of the unit, but I think that for the average person, the amount of processing power and memory that's already there is going to be enough to hold all of the information about your services and your applications, and there would be no need to have any more additional processing power or storage. I've also seen people who have complained about having performance issues when watching certain types of content, but I can't tell if that's more of an issue with their network or with their connection to their TV and not the Fire TV Stick itself. So without knowing more about that, I wouldn't be able to say if I think that that's an issue that most people would have. For me, I've been using this unit for about a month and I don't have any complaints with how it's performing. I suppose that one complaint that I could make is that they should have included YouTube as one of these shortcut buttons at the bottom of the remote. Obviously, YouTube is something that a lot of us use on a very regular basis, and perhaps more than some of these services that are included here. But at the same time, it's really easy to just use the button and say into the remote, YouTube, and it'll go right into YouTube. So not having the shortcut button really isn't a big deal. So in conclusion, I'm really happy with the Amazon Fire TV Stick. It came in at a great price. It has great video quality, great audio quality. It was easy to set up. All of the included components are of high quality. It turned one of my HDMI TVs into essentially a smart TV just by installing this unit into the back. And it gave me access to all kinds of different services that I would have otherwise needed to watch on my laptop or smartphone or tablet or something like that. So for the value and for what it does, I think that this is a fantastic unit and that it would do a really great job for you. That concludes my review and setup of the Amazon Fire TV Stick. If you liked this video and found it to be helpful, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. If you'd like to purchase an Amazon Fire TV Stick, please use my Amazon link below. Thanks again for watching. As always, I'm Sean Dillman.